Welcome to Taking Care of Mom and Dad. Today we have a visitor. We have Brian coming to us from Team Ray and Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yeah. Um, so our company is comprised of me and my wife. My wife is a real estate agent, and I was a previous real estate agent and a previous general contractor. And now I'm pretty much doing all the project management for our clientele. And we have a business where we focus on helping seniors and their families remodel their homes before they sell, because we're well aware of the costs of care and what that takes. And we just know that they need every bit of it. We were in some investor networks and we saw all the wholesaling, if you know what that is, and the discounted prices that many seniors end up selling their homes for. And that just kind of ripped the heart out of us.
I can
And I think
imagine.
that's really where we started our business.
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually seen seen that a lot where the house value was sold drastically lower than
Mhm.
what it was valued at because
Totally.
families just don't know, you know,
Yep.
they don't,
Absolutely.
or they're in a rush. A lot of family members are just in a rush to get this time of their life, you know, done with,
Yeah.
basically
That's
said.
the crisis and the fire is how it happens. And with services like yours, hopefully they are getting ahead of the game and thinking about these
Yeah,
things so that they don't have to miss out on a third of the equity they could have,
yeah. Now, how does someone go about finding out about you?
Well, I suppose it's through content like yours, but they can find us online, Team Ray and Company. We also have an adjoining company called Senior Home Partners, which is a good resource for connecting to other local professionals. But that said, yeah,
A
call
new
us.
client, let's say, and I
Mhm.
call you. Can you go through the process
Sure,
with me?
absolutely. Well, every client's has their own unique situation. So what we need to do is find out really what you're dealing with and what your objectives are. So if you want, I can give you some
Let's
specific.
say I have parents that are just retired
Okay.
and they're interested in moving somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, um, we find out where they want to move. We find out what's the equity in their home. We find out, therefore, what they can afford, right? We want to find out what their finances are and do they still have income coming in? Are they willing to take on a mortgage? Where are they at? So we dial that stuff in so that we understand what their objective is, where they go. So then, most people would hire us to sell a home. And in that case, a lot of times we're going to go in and we're going to assess the existing property and we conduct what we call our opportunity analysis. And wherever you are in the country, if you can't get a hold of us, we only serve basically Pierce and King County here in Tacoma, Seattle, Washington. But fundamentally, you need a general contractor and you need a real estate agent that work well together. And at the very least are going to give you separate numbers so that you can compare and find out, is it worth investing any money in my home?
Okay.
And that's really where the magic of our team comes together. Is we are one team and we'll come in and give you, here's what you're going to make if you just sell this right now on the market. Here's, if you need this cash tomorrow, here's the investor price. The cash is as is price. If you want to invest, or you want the Zillow price, you want to go all the way to the top, here's how much money you're going to need to invest to
Okay.
get there so that you can do the math and find out what you're going to end up with. And then, this is where we use our expertise to really dial in, here's how much we should invest. It's really about the biggest bang for your buck. Put this amount in and you're going to get this amount out. And 9 out of 10 times everybody selects that scenario. Usually the only reasons you wouldn't are capital constraints, or a lot of times we are helping fund or finance if they need it. But
Interesting. Okay.
what it comes down to is, here are your options. And at the very least, you should know from a cash as is standpoint, here's the minimum you should accept. And here's a range of like, you could probably get up to here.
Okay.
So let's go take some offers. I want to stress that never trust the person who's been calling your parents, the person who sends those postcards in the mail.
Yeah,
Not that they're bad people. Some of them are very legitimate businessmen
yeah,
and people. It's just that they have an agenda to get the house at the lowest cost possible. At the very least, call a professional and get their opinion. Most real estate agents are going to give you their professional opinion free, right? And you
okay,
just check that offer against as is, like, really, what do you think I get? And they will be showing you how much money you're leaving on the table, even when you pay them the commissions and everything you're going to pay to go to the market. It's so worth your time to see
right.
how much money you're going to miss out.
So I noticed on one of the videos that I was watching of yours, because this is new to me. It's a different area. Like you were just talking about, I think you had like 4 different scenarios
Mm-hmm.
that offers, I don't know what you call them on there, but
Sure.
4 different offers for this one client.
Okay.
And that really struck me, that you know what you're doing for them. So that basically what I'm saying, you weren't forcing them into a certain situation.
Correct. Yep.
Like you were just mentioning about some of the phone calls or flyers, or you were giving them different options.
Yeah, they
Okay.
get a roadmap, and really, we know where they're going.
Yeah,
And so to go here, there are many paths to get here. And now it really comes down to time and money.
right.
Do you want to trade a little more time for more money, or do you need the money now? So, it's really, that is kind of what it boils down to, but they get to pick. And, because every situation is different, everybody has their own, I need this amount of time to do this and that. It is
You had interviewed a couple. They had mentioned some interesting things that a lot of people don't realize. You basically made it so easy for them to make that decision. Can you tell me a story or give me an example of some clients that you have?
Sure. So let's see. So, here's one of my favorite stories. And I don't know if it speaks so much to the ease, but I think it speaks to the overall expertise that we have. And so here's Chuck. Chuck, we get his number from one of these investor wholesalers who has gone in, made an offer, and it's just way too low for this guy, and he hasn't sold. And so a lot of times that in particular investor partners with us, and he says, hey, this guy needs some help, and I can't give him the price that I need, so he'll call us. So we call Chuck, and we go into Chuck's home, a little 2-bedroom home, really cute area here in the Pacific Northwest. And Chuck's roof is leaking in his bedroom. He's got a tarp over the top of the roof. The house is in need of a lot of help. His bathroom, he's got running water, but his toilet isn't working properly. So he's got to like go to his neighbors a lot of times to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
It wasn't the ideal living situation. Chuck was 76 at the time, and he's a bachelor, and he's a guy who's lived alone most of his life, and he had a lot of great stories. And come to find out, he grew up in the house, and that was his parents' house, and that's what his parents left him when they died. And so Chuck's been living in this scenario, and we show him an opportunity analysis, and he elects to go with the cash is ass offer. Like, I need to get out of here now. And we're like, well, what's the hurry? Where are you going? He doesn't know where he's going. And we come to find out, really, he doesn't have money to pay for groceries.
Oh no.
And so, here's a situation where, all right, let's see what we can do. We go we decided, okay, you want a cash offer, we're gonna go field one. We'll be the intermediary, we'll still broker it for you. Essentially, we'll make sure that you're taken care of. And we go out to our investor network and we bring in 5 or 6 people to come look at the home. And in the meantime, we're paying for his groceries. I'm taking him once a week to go get some
Wow.
groceries, and
Yeah.
he's gonna get it back to me. He's like, look, when I sell the home, I promise I'll pay you back. He didn't even ask. We just decided like he's got to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyhow, so we go field some offers, and after a week, it's clear he's getting just we thought he should have got about, if I'm right, yeah, about 350 for this home,
Hmm.
350,000, and he was getting offers around 270. I think that was like the highest one.
Yeah.
And we just said, you know what, let's bite the bullet, Chuck. Like, let's go to the market. We think we'll actually get more than 350 on the market. We're pretty sure we're going to get about 400, maybe 410, something like that. And that's what we should do. It may take us about maybe month and a half just by the time you finally get your money, but we can keep paying for your groceries and so forth. So in the end, he elected to follow us. He said, "Yep, let's do it." We carried on with the program, and we fielded 10 offers for that home. And when all was said and done, he got about 450.
Oh,
So
amazing.
he was through the moon from that perspective.
Yeah.
And then we helped him move. We didn't have any help. We
Oh,
helped
how
him move out.
nice. Yeah.
And we don't do that for all our clients, but we do have resources and people we
Yeah.
always connect with and help them in the transition wherever they're going. But this guy, we actually personally helped move,
Wow.
and we put him in an apartment next to us. And he's kind of a family friend. We take him out to dinner
Amazing.
here and there, and he's just a good guy. He's got great stories.
Wow. And
So
all because
that's
of that personal interest and the asking the questions, you knew where he was at because you knew to ask those
sure.
questions.
Yep,
And,
and that's fundamentally, you got to listen. You got to know
yeah.
what's going on and what's important. And
Wow.
I would just suggest, as the daughter or as the child of an aging parent, that's fundamentally what you need to be listening for in anybody you're hiring. And if you can tell they're not listening, that they're not hearing and understanding, then that's not the people you should be working with.
That is a great
Find
point.
another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's somebody that will listen and understands it. And even if they're less competent than the other person, if
Yeah.
they understand better, that puts them head and shoulders above being able to
Yes.
provide the service better.
Yeah. Because they're going to listen to what you need
Yeah.
and they're going to understand it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian, for joining us today and sharing with us a little bit about your company, Senior Transition Consultant. Below, I will leave a link and your number. And you are based out of Seattle, Washington. So I will put that below too.